All right, I've been doing these cascading coffee cup cinematograph ads for a while, and I used to do them only in Photoshop. All right, so back in the day before Adobe Express, I would open up my Photoshop, get all my graphics together, and then I got the logo on top of the Mick Cafe. I got the coffee cup image that is getting kind of messed up there from the video, and then the video on bottom, right? So I got three layers, and I got the glitch in the middle with a transition, and and then I'd use Photoshop to export the GIF, and that was getting kind of old, right? So File, Save for Web Legacy, Export, Save for Web Legacy, and then choose GIF. But it would crash sometimes, and I don't know, using legacy functions is not always the best practice, but I do like Photoshop still for graphics, and now with Adobe Express, you can do some pretty cool stuff. So let's see how I did this with Photoshop and Adobe Express. All right, so I got a couple downloads. Let's see here. I got this template from Adobe stock. It's paper. Usually they have a title. Paper coffee cup mockup. Right, and so you can see the stock number and file number there. And so get that one downloaded. I got it already downloaded. And let me just get it, have the link here for my Google Drive download. And it's a PSDT Photoshop template, which you don't want to work in with Adobe Express, but we can save it as a Photoshop document. I got the coffee cascading from Adobe stock. So I originally saw this in a McDonald's video display before all the menus were animated. So here's the Adobe stock. I had the title there, but you can see the number here. It was I don't know, did it have a, here we go. Frothy espresso coffee slowly fills a glass with cascading bubbles. But it's premium. I got it on my desktop already. It's premium, so you got to pay for it or try to find it somewhere else. So, okay, and then I got a Mick Cafe logo that I downloaded from Google Images, and that's all we need. So let's take a look at that PSDT file here in Photoshop. And I am going to drag it onto Photoshop. Oops, yeah, why not? Okay, and I'm gonna go to Window, Timeline, and then Command 0, and then maybe, I don't know, I got a messy desktop here, got a little more room, I think. Okay, so the way these templates, I got some wild guides too, so Window, Guides, Window, View, Guides, Clear Guides, get rid of the wild guides. I like the coffee cup shadow in the back. I like the shininess. Sometimes these Photoshop templates are just better than Canva or Adobe Express templates. They look more photorealistic, especially with shiny like cans or metallic surfaces. All right, so the way these work is you double click on the smart object at the top, your design, and these are like a clone or a copy of something that exists down inside the document. So down in here in editable layers, see here's the your design. So I could go straight here, but the person who designed this made this nice and put it at the top. So I'm going to double click on the smart object. And I don't want this. I got another wild guide, but I'll leave it there. So I'm going to bring in this images of fish that I have, just to kind of show you that the way this works usually is you bring in your image, your design, and then it goes on the coffee cup. So hit check to apply after the transformation's done, or hit done in the contextual taskbar, and it's a PSD file now. Looks like that's a new thing in the new 2025 version. So I'm going to X to save and get a message saying, do you want to save it? And I say, yes, I do. And now I have fish on my coffee cup, but I want a transparent center, so we have that right here, right? I can get the marching ants around the fish by just putting my cursor on this layer mask in editable layers and then command clicking, and that brings up the selection outline, and then I can delete what I don't need. So I found it easier to work where I'm gonna go deselect. I merged visible and then did my edits without everything. So I'm gonna click on these middle layers and do, it doesn't matter what I click on, I guess, but Command Shift Option, the 3 modifier keys, and E to merge visible to the top. And then I can come in here and I can command click to get my selection back, but I'm targeting this flattened or merged layer, which still shows up as everything I want if I eyeball off everything else below. And then I can either add a layer mask or hit backspace. I guess I should do a non-destructive edit by adding a layer mask and then inverting it, Command I. And then we're pretty close, right? So I got the transparent pixels in the middle that I want, and I just need to crop it. So let me get a crop going here with the crop tool, and my ratio I already did 1080 by 1920, and then I kind of wanted it to go from the bottom up to have less room at the bottom and more room at the top, and I don't need a background with black. And so I can hit done, and then I can bring in my McCafe logo to the very top, hopefully. Yeah, let me be careful about this. Okay, so I want to go on the very top layer with McCafe. I thought it was like an off brown color, but maybe not. So hold Option and Shift to constrain proportions, even though Shift doesn't seem to be working, to constrain my proportions in this transformation, and then let go of the mouse, and then let go of the buttons. And then I can eyedropper to sample a color. Yeah, if you look close, it is an off brown color. So I'm done with the layer mask, and the way this worked with the stroke, I want to add a stroke around the cup. So I went, again, I merged visible, Command Shift Option E, and now I can go to add a layer effect, and I can add a stroke. And it's kind of hard to see, so for demo purposes, I'll make it bigger and I'll change from inside to outside. And ooh, looks like I might be getting a stroke on the very outside. Is that if I keep going bigger? No, right? So that's what I want. I want the color to be this McCafe color. And I don't know, it's hard to see, but whatever. It's off brown or dark brown. Off brown. All right, so then you're ready to Cinemograph, right? And I don't like working in Adobe Express. Sorry, I don't like working in Photoshop's video editor and exporting to GIF. I guess I could work in it. I don't know, it just hasn't been updated in a while, and I think Adobe Express is kind of fresh and new with videos. Photoshop is great for graphics, but Photoshop also has this like new import as PSD, so I'm still working in Untitled 1, which is a bad habit. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and do call this my coffee cup demo. I don't know, something like that. Desktop save. Okay. All right. So now when I bring it into Adobe Express, I can come in here to Adobe Express and hit the new button, or I can just drag it in. I think it works too. But all right, so I got this file that I'm working with, and I get 2 options. All right, it's kind of cool. It lets you place a PSD as a linked file, a linked image it calls it, or convert PSD to an Adobe Express file. They're both kind of slow, but maybe it's because I'm on DSL and don't have Starlink. So if you have a fast connection, it might be faster, but it works. And so I guess I'm going to do this one because I've already done all my photoshopping. You can try to just import this coffee cup template directly as a PSD and have it be converted to layers in Adobe Express, and it kind of works, but I don't know. If you're not comfortable with Photoshop, it's probably easier to work this way, importing the template, but if you're comfortable in Photoshop, then just placing the PSD works. All right, so choose file size. I think it should be 1080 by 1920. Create new file. Okay, thank you. And then see, this uploading kind of goes on for a while, at least it did for me. So, right, you want a graphic that is nice high resolution. So if you grab a corner and hold Option, or not, go upper left and then drag to bottom right. You can see it's kind of crunchy, upsampled, not looking so hot. But if you click on it and you give it time, it actually does work. And so I think I'm just going to have to pause this and wait for it to keep going and come back here in a second. All right, so it worked. It finished uploading finally, and it got open in Photoshop if I want to go back and edit it. But I just want to bring in my, Command Z. I don't want the image selected. I want to bring my cascading coffee in the background or drag it below and then kind of resize it so it's really big. All right, just start resizing it. I guess for the demo it doesn't matter if I get the watermark in it, but I like it. There we go. It worked. All right, so it's 50 seconds, way too much. You only need like 5 seconds, if that. All right, so there's 6 seconds, drop down, fit, and you can put your playhead in the middle. You can ... menu, split. You can swap the order, and then you can add your transition. Add scene, Command Z. You can plus add transition, dissolve, 1 second, half a second, and then hit play. Watch the smooth transition and export it. So download it to MP4. Yes, please. Okay, so quick actions. Large, give it a sec to process. And download, and then we'll open in a tab and compare it. All right, which one is the right one for you? So, all right, it's gonna download here. Okay, that was kind of slow processing, but open up a new tab and throw it in. And it looks like, I might have gotten something going on here on the left-hand side, but I've been staring at this a while, so hopefully you found that helpful, and I don't know what tool is best for you, Photoshop, Adobe Express, but I hope you're having fun with Cinemgraphs. I think that's the watermark. Those are the two little forks of the K of Adobe stock. That got me. Oh well.